Here we go with Angie, the prosperity queen. Angie,
Everybody.
the day that I met you, you were already on a whole nother level.
Okay.
Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and your vision was super clear. You knew what you wanted to do. Tell people about what you do, and let's start right there. Introduce yourself to the world.
I'm Angie Kearns, and I am your prosperity queen.
Dr. Angie Kearns.
Dr. Angie
There we
Kearns. You
go.
can just call me Dr. Ange for short.
There you go.
And what I do, my target market is actually Black women. And I chose Black women because those are the ones that I most relate with, obviously. And what I like to do is help women that are professional Black women who are the most marginalized. And when I looked up that word, marginalized, I got really offended. They're the most overlooked, neglected. Everyone thinks that the Black woman is doing just fine because she's strong and she may have degrees, she may have her husband, she may have an amazing kids, and everything looks right. But they don't know her heart, and they don't know what she goes through. But yet, when she's frustrated, she's called the angry Black woman. So I wanted to just knock that title right on off with the angry Black woman and give you an understanding as to why she's angry. When you have systemic systems, when you have systems set up against you at the intersection of race and gender, you be angry too. When you realize that you're qualified and you're in that corporate setting, no one's listening to you. Every time you make a comment, no one, they're overlooking you. And then when you leave work, you're like making a hard dash because you got to go take care of everybody else in the community. All of that is just exhaustion. I'm trying to reverse engineer, help the women reverse engineer all the impact that those systems will have on them, as well as learning how to put them as number one.
Wow. That's powerful. So what you teach a lot about is self-love.
Absolutely, self-love, which is amazing because, quite honestly, I was speaking to a woman the other day, and she said she's coming out of a bad relationship, and she said, so right now, she was like, so I'm just loving on myself, I'm loving on my kids, and I'm loving in my business, it's prosperous. And I looked at her and I said, based on what you just told me, you don't know what love means. I said, so let me help you so that you can understand exactly where you are.
That's powerful.
I said, what you're doing is you're investing in the connection to yourself. You're invested in your business. Yeah. You're invested in your children. I said, but after a couple sessions with me, you'll know what love is, and you'll see that you've been doing it the opposite direction the whole way.
That sounds like the same thing I told my wife.
What you told her?
What you just said. When you get done with me, you'll know what love is.
I can't take it, but I
know what I'm saying?
That's funny, Robbie.
Seriously.
And she knows, right?
There you go.
Okay.
Absolutely. So what is love in your mind?
Love
in your heart.
In my heart. Well, now that goes really deep.
Yeah.
But love is actually the ability to show up in life and be authentically yourself and accepting others and knowing that you're the most important person in this world, but so is everybody else. It's not judging folks. It's finding what makes you really happy, what keeps you at ease. It's ignoring all the pressures that may come up against you and know that at the end of the day, you're still fine.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So you are the prosperity queen.
Yes, sir.
When did you coin yourself the prosperity queen?
Many years ago in real estate.
Okay.
So what happened, I got into real estate back in 1998.
Okay.
Because I had a real estate transaction myself, and I was the only one at the table that looked like me, and I was the only one that got shafted. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to let this happen to any more of my Black people. So I got into real estate so that I make sure that they know as much about that transaction as I do. And so as time went on and I started to renew my mind, and I started to understand that I can change my life. Just because I came from the hood don't mean I have to have a hood-like mentality.
There you go.
And so I started renewing my mind and learning what it meant to actually become new. What do you do? How you change your personality? How do you make those shifts? As I went on, I started realizing that every last one of my clients started feeling like family to me. And so I was changing their mindset too. And I learned that I wanted total life prosperity. That was prosperity in every area.
That's a book right there.
Like,
every time we talk, you come up with a book title. Right. Total prosperity.
Total life prosperity.
Total life prosperity.
You can excel in every area of your life.
Phenomenal. That's absolutely phenomenal. You just came out with a book.
There's actually one out like that already.
Well, you just came out with another book.
Another book.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about my actual book?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Your book. Yeah.
Thriving, not just surviving.
100%. And it is a phenomenal read.
Thank you.
Okay. Tell us about the inspiration behind that particular book. Thriving, not surviving.
So the interesting thing is I travel a lot every single month.
Okay.
And through social media, and I share a lot because I want to inspire people
Okay.
to live differently. And I had a long journey. That journey comes from moving from Philadelphia with only $100 in my pocket with a U-Haul truck, a Ford Escort on the back, and then a 1-year-old sitting in a car seat in between the two buckets back then. That was long ago, right?
Wow.
So I moved down here with that, and I started. First, I couldn't find a job for the longest, but then I got into daycare.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What was the initial question? I get so caught up in the story.
What was the inspiration behind your book?
Okay, behind my book.
Thriving, not just surviving.
So when I got down here, you guys, my plan at that time was that, you know what, I got a kid. When I get down to Georgia, I'm going to go apply for welfare. I'm going to use that to start me, so that way I can immediately get like food stamps or whatever, and health care for my kid. I was like, I could do that, and I was staying with with my daughter's godmother. Well, they never approved me. I never got approved, and the only thing I came down here in my pocket was $100 in my pocket that I received the night before at my going away party.
Wow. So
as time went on, there was a lot of questions that my mother couldn't answer for me. I was just a different type of brain.
Yeah.
And so I just suffered a long time not having anybody in my circle that can help me be better, think better, do better. And so that's actually what inspired me towards that push, because I'm like, okay, now that I'm of a seasoned age, right?
Yeah.
And now I have figured out a lot of stuff through a lot of pain. Even like a couple weeks ago, I hit a wall and I didn't have anybody around that could help me there. So I had to go inward again and find my answers.
Yeah.
But I don't want everybody to have to go through the suffering that I did. So I was inspired.
You're strong enough to handle, but a lot of people are not strong enough to internalize that.
Absolutely. And I was actually, my number one thing is that I couldn't give up and couldn't quit.
That's phenomenal.
So I'm just like, I don't know what it means to quit. That means I'm stuck in this until I figure it out.
Correct. Stuck in this until I figure this thing out.
Yeah.
That's it. That's commitment.
Yeah.
Right now, you're committed to another journey. You're entering the online space. You're putting yourself out there in a new way. Talk about the mindset that you went through from not really putting yourself out there to now saying, you know what, I'm gonna be in front of this camera. I'm gonna let everybody know the prosperity queen can help you live your dream.
So I've been suffering with this vision for 10 years. And the reason why I say suffering, because it was harassing me every night, every day. And I was not happy, Robbie. I was frustrated. I had a lot of colliding thoughts. So therefore I had this thing I call mental chaos.
Okay.
And everything was just compounded all the time. I didn't know which way was up.
Gotcha.
So the interesting thing is, I 2 years ago, I started with a website. I started trying to do courses and things like that, but they were weak. It had no impact. And I couldn't understand why. And then I got a referral to, first I got referred to an amazing marketer. Yeah. And what she helped me realize was that my target audience was off. I didn't understand them. And then as a result of sharing that excitement about my mind being unlocked in that way, I was introduced to you.
Yeah. So
after getting with you, what I realized is that there is a way to organize your thoughts. There is a way to take that mental chaos and put it in mental file folder so that you can work succinctly and have success
100%. That's powerful. Freaking powerful. So for anyone that wants to know what's next for Angie, the prosperity queen, what are you going to tell them? What's next for you, Angie?
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. What is not next? First of all, I go live every week, at least twice on Facebook, right? And so that's one. And I like to share different tips with women about how they can actually, first of all, understand what's plugging into them.
Okay.
So I'm doing a lot of that. Now, I got some courses coming up.
Okay.
I already launched my book. And on my website, Arana-Kearns.com, ANGIE, Kearns, just like the word learns, but with an L, AngieKearns.com. Scroll on down to the end of the page and you'll see a free book. It's downloadable. It's in a PDF form. It's 30 days of affirmations for Black women. That thing is a light change. I mean, change the game. I love receiving feedback from the women that have downloaded already. And they're telling me like, oh my gosh, this one woman, she took it. She says, and today's word is this, Angie, and this is how I'm utilizing it. And I mean, she got so serious. I was like, gosh, I need to go back and read that book
100%.
again.
Absolutely.
So I have that going. And then also I'm going to have 2 courses coming up by the end of August.
That's what I'm talking about. She's live, so y'all hold her to that. And if they want to get those courses from you, they can go to AngieKearns.com.
AngieKearns.com. You guys join my community. If you scroll down the bottom and actually sign up to receive the PDF, you'll be a part of my community already, and you'll know every time I go live, and then you'll also know whenever I release a new product, which will be the courses up next and a couple more books to come September and October.
Absolutely. And although I'm going to say this on my behalf, although Angie has a message for Black women, I've gotten messages from multiple people that are not Black that also found value in what she had to say. So even if you're not Black, Ms. Kearns can help you learn
Absolutely.
how to think more prosperous.
And you know, Robbie, the interesting thing, and thank you for saying that, because I have a huge community of all the nationalities connected to me,
Yeah.
right? But what I found, if I touch the most marginalized group,
Yeah.
everybody else gets healed as
Benefit
well.
100%. I love that. Give me some.
All right. Oh, get
Like
some of
that. There
this.
we go, right there. All right. Prosperity Queen Angie Kearns. AngieKearns.com. That's absolutely powerful. That's what it looks like to put yourself out there. That's what it looks like to know who you are and live from that place of knowing. And right now, I'm going to call somebody up right now that's doing his thing all over social media, did his thing in the NFL, doing his thing currently with the trucking company, and the list goes on and on and on. This is one of the most focused individuals that I know. He's an action taker. He has an idea, and the next thing you know, it is materialized. I'm going to bring up right now my man Sidney Tarver. This is power right here. Shouts out to Brandon up there from All Eyes on Media. You know Brandon Tillman? Yeah, that's Brandon Tillman right there. Yeah, awesome dude.
Appreciate that
Sidney
intro,
Tarver, man.
Appreciate
What's
that
going
intro.
on, brother?
How you doing,
man?
buddy?
This man here is an action taker. All right. First time I met you, I said you sound like you talk. That your voice sounds like Future. Like he sounds just like Future to me. Yeah, don't it? I mean, he sounds just like him.
Sure.
All right. So, Tarver.
Yes, sir.